The cry
Babies are the fucking worst. Never have a baby if you can help it, and if you do, never bring it in public, ever.
I was gonna go somewhere slightly different, which is I was gonna say the cries of babies are one of those things that are like, they are the way they are as part of an evolutionary line to specifically annoy you so that you pay attention to your baby. Like, it's one of those things, like, you don't put the sound of a baby crying in your television show or your movie, just like you're not supposed to put the sound of, say, an alarm clock going off, unless your specific intent is to create that feeling in your audience. But generally, as a rule, I say don't do that and find another way to do it.
We were powerless, and the baby's mother was helplessly bewildered. Once the plane landed safely in Tacoma, the baby finally stopped crying. We heaved a sigh of relief and looked at the mother.
And she was a skeleton the whole time.
Then she said,
She was the gremlin on the wing.
I appreciate that reference.
I'm glad you do.
"Whose child is this?"
Oh, boy!
Oh! That took a turn.
So we asked her what was going on.
That's very Lynchian.
Apparently,
It is.
sometime after she boarded the flight, that baby randomly appeared on her lap.
Oh, it's that baby from JoJo.
Then
You're right.
ordered her to call me over, and kept sitting there, as if nothing was wrong.
The invisible baby.
Can you believe that, Belle? Bizarre, isn't it?
Bizarre? Bizarre, you say?
While we were talking, the baby disappeared.
Oh, Joel, don't... You want to talk about Twilight and babies. We can't not talk about the imprinting on Taylor Lautner of the baby. Listen, if we're going to talk about Twilight in this chat, we need to talk about vampire baseball.
Can we not? Can we talk about something else?
The being
The
responsible
being.
for all
That's where I draw the line.
simply disappeared without a trace.
You know what? That's a fair place to draw that line.
Ever since then,
Could talk about vampire baseball instead.
I remember that bizarre.
Gotta talk about Ninja Baseball Batman.
I remember that bizarre adventure.
Well, what do you think, my fairy? Was it some sort of sign?
I mean, it was probably like some sort of demonic possession or something. That sounds horrifying.
We know that demons are real.
Yeah, of course. Also in this video game.
It looks like he'd
Yeah.
done something other than firewood in here. Did he destroy something when he figured out we were coming? Maybe it's just a red herring meant to throw us off.
Maybe he burned a red herring.
I know how he operates.
Nah, the neighbors would have heard
I
that.
don't take anything at face value.
Would they have heard a red herring burning in the fireplace if it was... Okay, you know what? I'm not... Never mind.
Whatever you're about to say,
Logs in the cellar look
yes.
far more burnt compared to the rest.
Yeah, obviously, far more burnt.
Almost looks like they were used in conjunction with some kind of accelerant. Did you recently burn something there?
It's a fireplace!
What do you expect?
It's a fireplace!
We're free to use it as we please.
The fuck else are you gonna use a fireplace
I see
for?
traces of resin. Which leads me to believe you burned up some sort of toxic substance. It doesn't matter what kind of fireplace you have. Burning anything other than firewood in it is dangerous. Next time, don't burn it up at home. Dispose of it like you would any other non-burnable refuse.
I don't understand what that term means.
Non-burnable?
Is that some sort... I don't speak French. Oh god! The French
To
are...
me, that communicates a lack of motivation.
The French are angry with me. The audio bugs came back.
Oh no. Joel says, God candles are terrifying. And without... That's supposed to be, what you call? There's supposed to be a comma in there. But since there's not a comma, I read that very differently. And I'm thinking to myself, What qualities does one ascribe to a god candle?
Like a prayer candle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay.
But are they terrifying?
They are disconcerting because when somebody has like a prayer candle in their home, they're either the type of person who's super wholesome and extremely trustworthy, or the kind of person who was not.
The kind of person who's actually a cannibal.
Yeah, it's one of
Like
those.
almost
two.
always.
It's one of those. Well, like, because it's one of those things that you find at, say, like truck stops out in flyover states, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things you'll be able to find just about anywhere. And anything that you can find at a truck stop in a flyover state is either super wholesome or maybe murder.
I'll grant that.
Especially if it was something like a smartphone or a USB memory stick.
Okay, don't burn smartphones because that's a bad idea.
They
But-
will explode.
USBs are probably fine.
They don't have an internal power supply. They're fine.
Burnable refuse like a smartphone? Let's be serious here, Belle. That's exactly the sort of data one needs to thoroughly immolate. Remember what you learned at Quantico.
Plus, you could just burn the memory card, like the SIM card and such. You wouldn't necessarily have to burn the whole phone.
And you could just take the battery out and burn the phone.
By the way,
You could also do that.
you're still searching for Patricia, yes?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no!
You don't
Oh,
need to worry
no.
about that. We're investigating. In fact, we've almost reached our goal.
CLG's
How
missing?
do you quantify that?
We just need to find some conclusive evidence.
Yeah, I bet.
We sincerely hope
She would be
that's the
like-
case.
Like in her 30s now. Or close to it, depending on how old she is. She would have to be at least 25.
Well, okay, so you're better at math than I am. So let's assume she's 13 in 2005?
Then she would be 27.
I'm assuming she's about 13.
Then she would be 27.
Okay.
So far, you've just been barking up the wrong tree.
Barking up the wrong tree.
That's right. You shouldn't be wasting time here. You should be out there, looking for her.
Seriously, I'd be pissed.
Then I'll just ask you straight away. Do you know where she is?
No, we don't. But we can feel her when we close our eyes and become one with the world. It's very faint, but we can see her. We can see Patricia.
Are you trying to distract me again? Or do you really expect me to believe you're clairvoyant or something?
I don't think that's exactly what we're getting at.
I don't think so.
What do you think we are, X-Men?
I didn't expect that line.
It's metaphysical offender profiling.
It's not Cerebro.
He actually asked me where Patricia is? Does he have full confidence that we'll never find her? Fine. I can deal with that. I'll just ask him everything I can about the Lucare case.
Let's figure out what's going on here.
Professor R was a Clarkson, and also the mother of Saint Rouge. So you think Galena was murdered by Helena Doman, her own brother?
No, not her. Galena was someone else.
Then who killed her?
It's written in the report, isn't it?
Yes. But I'm asking you.
And I'm telling you to read my report.
Would you mind answering me in your own words? You see, I find
That would
your
be
entire
spoilers.
story highly suspicious.
It's a complicated matter.
Please don't ask me.
Extremely complicated.
Please don't ask me.
Professor R was, and also the.
Okay. I just reset my cursor last time. Okay.
How did the FBI find Lisa's body? After 14 whole years.
They found her dead.
In cold
It's none of your
storage.
business.
Are you saying they just happened to be investigating the Clarksons' cold storage warehouse? By pure chance that there was some undercover terrorism plot afoot there?
I said it's none of your business.
It was actually more like an overcover.
Well, then we'll just have to guess.
It was extremely overt as to what was going on in the plant.
It was an anonymous tip. A tip related to Sang Rouge. Did we hit the nail on the head, Belle?
Where's Vegeta?
I don't know.
That's not what we want to know about. After all, the FBI gets hundreds of tips every day.
Probably more.
Right, my fairy? It was always that way. Even back when we were on duty. Here's what we really want to know.
Where's the caveman?
Why, out of all those tips, did you select that one? Would you tell us that much, Belle?
You're right, Joel. Maybe he's out for pizza.
What?
Maybe he is out for pizza.
To make a
Maybe
better
he is a
life
pizza.
of this case.
Maybe.
That's none of your business. Don't let him draw you into his game. Stay calm, Aaliyah Davis.
Pondering Aaliyah. That's what they call me.
Look,
Am I
Look.
in here or
What?
you gotta look at yourself.
Oh, ourself?
Yeah?
no? I need to stay positive. I have to solve this case, no matter what it takes. I can't lose courage here.
I can't show any facial animation.
It's
no matter
not in
what
the
happens.
budget.
The future influences the present just as much as the past. You asked me why I spent an entire 2 days observing you before I came to speak with you. Well, here's why. Over those 49 hours, I observed the intervals between your actions. When you were neither doing something nor doing nothing. I intently studied your intervals between action to action, and action to inaction, to action.
To reaction.
People reveal everything during the intervals between their actions. For example,
Actions.
when you eat alone versus
They
eating
speak
with
louder
someone
than
else.
words do.
I just wanted to say
What
actions.
difference
Everyone else
does
was
it
saying
make when
it.
someone either
Actions.
begins or finishes eating
Actions.
a meal?
Actions number 1.
And since these are
Action
unconscious,
52.
Action 52.
unconscious
Yeah.
hidden,
It's quite the jump.
when you prepare to
But
eat
we both
and
made it.
finish eating,
Same time.
when you move into
Same
cleanup,
time.
when you pick up a book or close one, when you raise a cup of coffee to your lips. Human actions speak volumes. Not even the person doing the actions is conscious of them. That's what lies in those intervals. That's my modus operandi.
That's my ninja way.
It's true.
And here's the conclusion it helped me reach. There's
I have
one other
no
person
idea
in
what I'm
this
talking
house,
about.
Isn't there?
You're incredible, Belle. You outdid all our expectations. Impressive, to say the least. You're right, Belle. But only half right.
Okay. So before we get into this further, is she saying there is physically a second person in the house that we've been hiding, or is she saying that she sleuthed her way into noting that there was a second personality or something here, which is like relatively open information that doesn't require sleuthing of this guy?
I'm gonna say option B, because I don't think that there's a second person in here.
I don't think so either. I think that would be a really cool twist that would make no sense. But,
Let's see where it goes.
like, you can't
still be proud, though.
You can't say that.
Honestly, we never thought you'd make it this far. You've got real talent.
Does she, though?
Most
Oh, wow.
this goes to court. I won't let you claim that your testimony is inadmissible just because of your little indulgence there.
Fine by us. We can even put it in writing if you want. We won't run or hide, will we, my fairy? Where's the paper? I had it around here somewhere. Where is it?
Muttering.
Struggling not to puke.
We're fine. Hey, everything okay?
Hey,
What's
Vegeta.
going on here? Oh, don't tell me.
He's just suffering from nausea. I was more worried about you. You were in there for quite some time.
Yeah, sorry. Ever since you got here, I've been all backed up.
Mr. Morgan, can you stand?
I can't stand this guy, I'll tell you that much.
It's a sign from the coffee.
Yeah, the
Oh!
coffee!
Oh no!
Tell me.
What the fuck?
The second time!
Dragonfly?
Okay, the FK was a stretch, but this is too much.
Footsteps.
Oh my god, it's even more.
Footsteps.
That's somewhat more believable.
Footsteps.
A little bit. And then it zooms out and it's just a picture of Swery, like in the carpet.
Some odd fella was following her around, stalking her like.
Swery in the coffee.
She was a
6'5" in the coffee.
and she was
It never fails.
bad stuff.
The Red Soul has the power to amplify the unique characteristics we all possess, mentally and physically. That's why I created the Holy Red Powder.
Huh.
You okay?
It's like a super soldier serum.
We're fine. Just
Did you know that you only use 10% of your brain? If you snort the red powder, it's more like 100%.
would you take us to get our medicine?
If you're naturally tall, it makes you twice as tall.
Sure.
Everybody knows that's a function of the brain.
Right?
And definitely not just something they make up for the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like he's calmed down a little. We should let him rest for a while.
Did they clean up the coffee?
One
I hope they
mistake
cleaned up the
could've
coffee.
cornered Morgan.
It's conveniently obscured, so you'll never know.
That's right.
So be it. I can still keep investigating even if the owner of this chair isn't present.
The owner of this chair.
Simon Jones, what a piece of work. How can anyone have such bad timing?
Yeah, fuck that guy. Pondering, Simon. That's what they call him.
I think he'd gotten this bad. I can't let him die on me yet. I need to get more clues out.
Wait,
of him before
what?
his time runs out.
Oh, what?
He's not doing well.
Is he gonna die like now, though?
Maybe within the next couple of
Should we look
weeks.
after him?
Maybe.
I gave him his meds and let him rest.
Let him rest where?
In the bathtub.
Oh,
It happened to have a blanket and a pillow in it.
you know what? Sometimes you have a rough night. Sometimes you get home and you just want to pass out in the bathroom. So, maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
But why?
Not that I would know anything about that.
I don't know. Maybe he sleeps in the tub.
Don't you?
I feel like I saw that once in some vampire movie.
I saw it in Daredevil.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Slept in a deprivation
More
tank.
importantly, how long has he been like that?
It's stage 4 cancer. He's had it.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, no.
No,
Oh.
no. I'm talking about his face.
Yeah, what about his face?
It's as white as a sheet. You can even see all his veins. I've never heard of any cancer side effect like that.
No, he got that from the baby. Didn't you read his file?
Knows. Now that you mention it, he started going really crazy around the beginning of December.
In what way?
He changed pizza places.
Oh, shit.
Unforgivable.
This better not be another joke.
I would never joke about pizza, Alaya.
It's not, really. It's not. Before December, He always used to order delivery from a Chicago-style joint all the way up near Medford.
I read that as up near Metroid.
But one day, he took one look at one of their trademarked red boxes and totally lost it.
I got some
You
bad
should
news
have
for
led
you.
with that.
Red, huh?
You better believe it. He started screaming gibberish at the pizza boy and chased him away. Next thing I know, I see him toss the pizza box out his window.
Like he's Motley Crue or something.
Do you think that's when his fear of red began surfacing more prominently?
Beats me. I mean, there isn't a better Chicago-style pizza place that delivers around this area. How could someone give up on that just because they don't like the box? I don't get it.
Indeed, sigh.
Were you serious for even a fraction of that story?
Yes. Let's take a look at the empty box over here.
Whatever his goal may be, Morgan's gone to great lengths to survive. But no matter how hard he tries, the heartless monster inside of him will just keep devouring his body. When Katrina stole my family from me, I lost all hope. I wanted to die.
Okay, so actually there is one thing that I want to point out is
Yeah.
we're recording this on August 30th, and yesterday, August 29th, there was a special in-game event where you would get a marker that tells you to go do something, and basically it was an event to pay respects to people who had died in or otherwise been affected by Katrina. It was only available for one day, and we can, I think, turn the clock back to do it if we decide to maybe want to check that out at some point after the fact. But I did hear about that, so I wanted to point that out at some point.
What is he hoping for?
Joel says, I never really understood the white as a sheet cliche. Like, come on. Sheets weren't commonly white, and they came in different colors forever.
I had white sheets a lot, but I understand.
Trying to survive so
Yeah.
long. What does he hope?
I don't think I've ever had white bed sheets in my life.
Well, I think white bed sheets are maybe the cliche because white bed sheets are the ideal.
And like bed sheet ghosts.
Yeah, bed sheets are stereotypically white. I'm gonna say probably because they're harder to maintain that way and are more of a sign of wealth, so more people would have it in mind as that.
They're also easier to animate.
Mm-hmm.
In cartoons.
In cartoons. And in real life. Think about that one for a while.
What do you mean?
I did. It doesn't make any sense, but I'll let you have it.
Please don't ask me about the white sheets. It's a personal matter.
He who has a why to live can bear almost any how.
No more Nietzsche. Please, just stop. I feel like my ears are gonna start bleeding.
Yeah, you...
Hey, Agent Jones.
Simon is not the kind of person who would get behind Nietzsche.
Want to know why I love Nietzsche's quotes so much?
Because you hate him so much.
Sure.
I first discovered Nietzsche in a shelter after Katrina. At the time, I was shell-shocked, hopeless. I wanted to die. How could a 13-year-old girl go on living alone with her little brother? Then, in that shelter, I met a college professor. His school was damaged by the hurricane, too, and got closed down. He also lost his family, and was living there in the shelter, just like me. So we gradually started spending more time together. I'll never forget the 3 months I spent with him. He loved Nietzsche. And out of all of Nietzsche's quotes, there was one from Thus Spoke Zarathustra that he repeated over and over again. Better know nothing than half know many things.
Yeah. I can get behind that.
Yeah?
Better be a fool on one's own account than a sage on other people's approbation.
Yep. I can get behind that too.
I thought it was a strange quote to hear from a college professor, you know? Why would he think it would be good to be a fool? But I understand what he meant now.
It's wiser in a lot of respects.
He was trying to encourage my little brother and I. so that we'd be able to bear the weight of the victim label that was about to be slapped onto us, so that we could go on respecting ourselves without ever succumbing to all the patronizers. After that, my grandmother in Lafayette took us in, and that was the last time I ever saw the professor. But whenever I quote Nietzsche, my memories of him come flowing back into my mind, and they give me the power I need to keep pressing on. So I'm gonna keep quoting Nietzsche, just to make sure I don't forget my roots.
I like this backstory.
It's a good backstory.
I see. Yeah, I think I get it now.
I somehow don't think you do.
Nietzsche is to you.
Doesn't get it at all.
I fucking knew it.
To me.
I knew it. I knew it.
You are free to
Oh,
talk
you
about
shit.
whatever you want, of course. I won't say another word.
Agent Jones, what the hell is wrong with you?
Straight up.
How dare you compare Nietzsche with pizza?
Oh, come on.
That makes me want to stare in my neutral animation at the floor.
Agent Jones has been acting strange the entire time we've been here. He told me he wasn't very good at dealing with suspects in person, but can anyone be this bad at it?
I'm this
Yes.
bad at it.
Is he hiding something?
No, I'm just bad at it.
Or maybe our suspect found some dirt on him. Either way, I wish he'd stop trying to drag me down with him.
Not very good at talking to people. But how about these pizza boxes?
I wondered what sort of food he was eating, all shut up in here. Pizza? Why do they all love pizza so much?
Well, you can get a lot of it for relatively cheap.
And it's hard to do wrong.
It's one of those things where you can feed multiple people easily for not a whole lot of money. And almost anywhere in the world you can get
What's
pizza.
wrong, Aaliyah? You hungry or something?
Excuse me? What are you insinuating?
Well, you're staring right at an empty pizza box.
Please don't compare yourself to me.
Why would he be worried about the dirt a terminal man would have on him, Joel? Well, Zach is a tricky guy. You never know. I might say that it's worthwhile being paranoid and worried about him, just knowing what we know about him.
And they are trying to get his testimony,
Yeah.
possibly in a court of law.
Besides, I have a refined palate.
Hey,
Bullshit.
that was uncalled for.
What's your favorite food, Aliyah?
Pizza is a sacred
Aaliyah.
food, remember? You don't need to feel embarrassed for being unable to stop staring at it. It enthralls all who gaze upon it.
What is your deal?
That's our pizza.
I'm just thinking of that one scene in D4.
Enough of this sacred
You know the
pizza.
one.
Clam chowder! Yeah, where he stacks like the 6 slices on top and then eats them all.
That's the one. I've done that before. Not 6 slices, but I've done it.
I have not done that, but I commend you for your duty.
Maybe 3.
That's, again, I haven't done that, but that's pretty cool. I think that's awesome.
I'm sick of you Chicagoans and your obsession with pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza. 24 hours a day. That's all you ever talk about.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
What's next? You gonna launch into a tirade about how deep dish is the only proper way to make pizza?
No,
Hey,
no,
not for
no,
nothing, but
Aaliyah.
deep dish is pretty fucking good.
You just don't get it, do you?
That's a very Chicago thing to say.
I'm
As
not
a
even from
Chicagoan,
there.
I'm
I know.
proud of the deep dish pizza. But get this. I love New York style pizza too. It doesn't matter what kind of pizza it is.
On the record,
As long as it's a pizza,
New York slice is my favorite style of pizza. I actually like Italian pizza a little bit more. Not more. I think New York slice is my favorite, followed by like classical Italian pizza, followed by like Chicago deep dish.
Mm.
okay. Here. I'm gonna put it in terms
Of course, I'm allergic to
sure
all of
even
it, so it
you
doesn't matter.
understand.
I can understand why you wouldn't be into deep dish.
I can't eat any of. I can't even eat my favorites anymore. So like, I can appreciate all of them from a distance.
All
It's tragic.
creatures are created equal.
Incorrect, Simon. You get the fuck out of here.
Eat your heart out, Michi.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Agent Jones. Don't worry about the dialogue, Joel. It's okay.
Let me
Oh.
get this straight. You started this investigation based on an anonymous tip, right? What kind of a tip was it?
An anonymous one.
Phone or mail?
What does that mean at
Anonymous.
this point?
It was submitted anonymously.
This may surprise you, but these kinds of details really eat me up inside. I always get hung up on the most insignificant of details, especially during the most vital times. For example, you know how people go to bed early the night before they have a big job?
No.
That's exactly the time where I start focusing on meaningless nonsense.
That, in my experience, right before people go to a big job, they can't sleep.
It's true.
When did I last clip my nails? How long is my milk good for? I just can't help myself. I can't resist the need to know. It's just the way I am.
It was sent
Give me 1 sec here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
postmarked December 28th, sent out for...
Hey, welcome back. So, right. We were just talking about where the anonymous tip came from. Whether it was mail or by phone.
All
What
right.
did it have inside?
A postcard with a dragonfly on it, a wrapped sample of Sang Rouge, and a note.
What did it say?
Investigate the Clarksons.
FK.
In the coffee.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He's in every game.
Is he in this game?
He has to be.
That's
It's a prequel. He has to be.
Not this part. This part's a sequel.
No, but they're talking about the events leading up to... Wait.
This is 2019.
But they're talking about the Clarksons in Sang Rouge. That was in 2005, wasn't it? Or have I lost the plot?
No. Okay, so she has started... The 2005 segment is the initial, case that they worked on. And then this is them in 2019 going back and revisiting the unsolved case.
Right.
So, if this FK is the same FK, then that would mean that he survived, which is really bad.
That's, like, bad for everyone.
That's horrifying.
Who's FK?
Anonymous tip, remember? It's obviously just a fake name.
I wonder.
Did you confirm that?
Of course I did. Louisiana has a population of 4.5 million. The FBI database has a list of 6,682 individuals whose initials are FK.
I'm not sold.
1 out of every 6 individuals is a child under the age of 14, born after 2005. The remaining 5,500 people include those whose initials changed after they married or incarcerated individuals. After subtracting those, I was left with 3,800. That's when I stopped searching for FK, and I decided to change up my approach. It isn't important where the tip came from. All that matters is solving the case. I got this far by taking the most efficient route possible. Are you satisfied now?
No.
Yeah, no.
Thanks. I feel a lot better now. Yep, it all checks out.
No, it doesn't. We gotta know.
The letter that was delivered to me bore the Clarkson symbol.
Because it could be a coincidence.
A postcard decorated with a dragonfly. The mark of the Clarkson family. A single sheet of paper ordering me to investigate the Clarksons. And
Joel's in chat talking about MMOs and like not being able to pick them back up because of like real life responsibilities and such. I agree. That's partially why I am still taking a break from 14. Oh wow, we're exploding with stuff here. Let's take a look at these records.
So many records. I guess it doesn't matter what kind of person you are. Everyone loves some kind of music. That's one of the reasons why music is so powerful.
But what?
Who collects vinyl in an age like this when you can stream just about anything?
Fuck you. I've got vinyl.
True. Morgan's got refined taste.
You really think so? Now, even I thought they were cool back when the vinyl revival first started. But now, every suburban mall has its own vinyl shop right next to the novelty store. At this point, it's become a solid component of modern snobism, which only makes them that much more uncool.
Dude, physical media is important. And also, if you care about music at all, why wouldn't you want the highest possible fidelity way to listen to it?
People who know nothing about real music are buying them up just so they can decorate their walls with cute album art.
But he's got a player.
How do you ever have time to enjoy anything when you're always so busy putting people down?
Seriously.
Excuse me?
You're like IBS. You keep flaring up at the worst times and there's no end in sight.
Oh my god.
And when you're alone with Morgan, it's just an all-out war zone.
That's maybe one of the...
Yeah, you know, like IBS.
That's like one of the worst insults I've heard in a while.
We're in the middle of a very important investigation right now. Don't you think we ought to take it seriously?
I have a hard time respecting people who have bad taste in music.
To me, it just looks like you're putting yourself under a lot of stress for no good reason.
It speaks negatively about people who can't enjoy music.
Why can't you, show a little humanity once in a while?
Well, she does have a very stressful job.
Does one need humanity in order to track down criminals?
Yes.
Yes!
One does. I do.
It's extremely important that you do.
Well, I don't.
Well, fuck you.
Come on, Aaliyah. I'm your partner, aren't I? For a few days at the very least. I'm your invasive partner who has a passionate relationship with pizza, right? Why can't you just let me in on one thing you actually happen to enjoy? No, aside from Nietzsche, that is.
You know, I'd really rather not.
I mean, that was a pretty personal declaration about Nietzsche.
Why do you
Yeah.
always have to be so withdrawn?
I can't help it if there's certain things I don't like.
No, come on. There's got to be some kind of music you enjoy.
Oh boy.
This is a good chance to teach me a bit about yourself.
What kind of music do you like?
I said no.
Do you like Justin Bieber?
Not my type.
Wow.
Drake?
Wow.
I've only ever listened to the hooks.
Well then...
This is very pointed.
Katy Perry.
Yeah, it is.
Hell no. Am I done now?
This is a conversation Swery had with someone on the team.
Absolutely.
What do you like?
What do you like?
I have to tell you.
You have to tell us.
Yes, you do.
It's gonna be country or hip-hop. Oh,
Pink Floyd.
that's a good choice.
Okay.
No way. You're a prog rocker? Who turned you onto it? Your dad?
As far as I can remember, I've loved prog rock ever since I was born.
Okay. I can get
That's
behind
just how
that.
music works, right? I mean, The Wall is by far my favorite album. Even to this day, I find it hard to believe that they made that in the 70s. It still sounds completely fresh and unique. As if it...
As if what?
What?
Well, what? You
No,
cut
I was
off.
just thinking, I wish Morgan could have been here for this.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Don't
Yeah,
you
that would have
dare
been.
tell
He would probably just call you pretentious for liking Pink Floyd.
Probably. But he would do it in that roundabout way.
He's got films from
He
every
would, like-
genre you could possibly think of.
He would think that you're pretentious for liking The Wall, not necessarily for liking Pink Floyd.
I think so.
But
Because
I
that was
know
my thought as well.
Is like, okay, well, way to go for, like, the #1 album.
I've never met such an exclusive film collector.
I feel like if you're gonna go for the number one, you have to at least be able to name a top 3.
Yes. I can't move the cursor over any further. Alright, chess game it is.
Agent Jones, that chessboard is still bugging me. I don't know why, but it just does. You really think he was playing chess all by himself?
Yes and
I don't
no.
know. I definitely think it's possible.
Some people do that.
How?
Maybe he's remembering the strategies an old friend of his used to use. If it's someone he played for years, he's probably capable of recreating their playing style. And besides, Morgan's beaten a grandmaster before. You know that, right?
I read about that in the Greenvale report.
Even a computer can play chess. these
There you
days,
go.
Right?
There's your hook to the first one.
I'm sure that a grandmaster level player would have no trouble emulating someone else's strategy.
Whose chess strategy is he emulating then?
Well, let's take a look at this wrapper.
Professor R, the mother of this evil powder, is dead and gone. So then why are her demon seeds still being passed down? This drug has already taken so many lives and more are bound to follow. It has to be stopped.
So, why did you decide to take this case?
I feel like this is like the 4th time that she's been asked this.
Because it's my job.
Really? I don't buy it.
Why not?
You aren't just following orders here. You've got way too much emotion invested in this. Some kind of special emotion.
Like friendship.
There's no use trying to hide it. Despite how I may look, data analysis is my forte. I know how to see through lies. I don't mean to be nosy, but would it kill you to confide in me a little? I didn't manage to live this long simply because I'm fiendishly handsome.
Shut up.
And besides,
Sure as hell didn't.
we're gonna be tiptoeing across a thin line of the galaxy.
Data analysis allows me to clip my arms through each other.
Probable. That
One
way,
of my many
I
powers.
can back you up when you need me to.
There exists in the world a single path along which no one can go except you. Whither does it lead? Do not ask. Go along it.
You're pulling
That's
me in
horrible
at a
advice.
time like this. Come on.
Come on.
I
Come
am
on.
your brother.
Come on. Come on, cabana.
After overdosing on a certain drug, he was thrown into rehab. He's been clean for 2 years now, but he still won't utter a single word. All day long, he's plagued by hallucinations. He can't tell if he's dead or alive, if this is reality or if it's all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Son Rouge.
He just keeps spinning right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round.
That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The doctor can't tell what's causing his condition, so they can't treat him. He just told me to prepare for the possibility that I may never get my brother back. This was his. I bought it for him after he graduated high school and found a job. He never got a single chance to wear it, though.
He worked at a record store.
Someday, I believe that he'll get better. And I'll get to see him put this on and head out to work.
And after that, he went back to work at game development. So no, he never had to wear a tie.
So you think that if we nab the person behind all this, we may figure out how to conquer the addiction?
Right.
You really think it'll be that easy?
That's a bit of a stretch.
I don't know. But I can't just sit around and do nothing. He's the only family I have in the entire world.
Okay.
What about your parents?
When I was only 13,
We talked about this.
We did.
leaving my 7-year-old brother and I behind.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I've already dealt with my past.
With you. About 10 minutes ago.
Now I'm just working as hard as I can to complete the duty I've been given.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Agent,
what else do we got?
I just want to double check one thing. You didn't find anything in the bathroom.
Nope. Nothing in there.
It must be the bedroom then. Just like I thought.
Are you serious about this?
Huh? Now you're having second thoughts?
Do you not have like a warrant to search?
Well, not exactly.
I mean, they must have a warrant to record.
I understand. understand how you feel, but he's got an incurable disease. And he used to be one of us.
You're the FBI who was clearly investigating this dude for, like, months. Do you not have a warrant to search?
So? The truth he's given us so far could all be completely fabricated.
Like, maybe I missed something, but...
He's a genius lone wolf agent who solved nothing but difficult cases during his years of active duty. That's what they told me at Quantico, at least. Over and over again. I had to listen to them talk about how no one could ever replicate the kind of work he did.
It's almost like he's a foil to my character archetype.
Let's be real here. You saw his face, didn't you? It was inhuman. It looked like the face of a killer who's been possessed by death. Patricia Clarkson is here, in the next room.
Oh?
Only a single wall away from us.
That's a bit of a leap, wouldn't you say?
He went back to Luke Carre, kidnapped her, and imprisoned her here.
I don't
That's a bit of a leap, wouldn't you say?
I hope not.
He's trying to complete something big right now. Something that's deeply connected to Saint Rouge.
Gulp.
Gulp.
Gulp is right. I don't think that's where this is going, Elia.
I don't think that's... I think that's a bit of a leap.
Now, if Forrest Kaysen is in this game, maybe that... What?
Oh, I like that.
What?
I like that less.
What?
Oh, no.
So that's why he sleeps in the bathtub.
Somebody's in the bed, though. Or, like, a body of some kind.
No, it's pillows.
It's probably pillows. Oh, hell yeah. I want to take a look. Oh, I can only press up. All right, never mind.
Pictures of people from Le Carre.
Found Dan Harmon's room.
Christ.
All the deceased have been
Oh!
crossed out.
You see that?
Sheriff
Oh no.
Those were all the guys from the first game.
Yeah?
And unfortunately, Melvin appears to be dead.
That's a spoiler. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
The game spoils itself.
Well,
What's up
I mean,
with that?
so does Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, but Pulp Fiction's weird. Not that this isn't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, this
Pulp Fiction's whole thing is that
Lise Clarkson? Where's Patricia?
I knew he would
Jesus.
be right there.
That's our altar. What are you doing?
That took a turn. Game over.
Yeah, right? If it just right here, just cut to credits.